I mean, if we say anything that's not family friendly, please remove it. 'Cause my mother said she searched up Lehigh something. She saw you. Yeah. And I said, what? You saw MM's channel?
Yeah, and my sister watches. My sister, she now does the natural hair thing.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Oko back with another video. So today I'm here with two of my friends. This is
Shalyn
and
Tino.
And today I'm asking them questions that girls have always wanted to know about guys. So like it's asking boys questions girls wanted to know. And okay, disclaimer, they really want me to say this, is that they're speaking as Shalyn and Tino. They're not speaking for all the men and all the boys out there.
Your boyfriend is giving you problems. Please.
So I actually asked girls to give me questions on Instagram and Snapchat, and I also just got some of my personal questions as well. And I'm just going to ask them, and let's see what they have to say. Let's see how they answer the questions.
Wait, who starts? Who like answers
Tino.
first? No, I need time to
Tino
think.
should answer first.
Okay, we'll switch.
Okay.
Or alternate.
Okay. So the first question is, if you were married, would you wear a wedding ring? I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the tradition is to wear a wedding ring.
Am I speaking on? Yeah, I'm speaking on behalf of guys, right?
On yourself.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
I think I would. I mean, it's like, you know, people go around looking at people's fingers to decide whether or not they approach them or how they take you.
That's
So
very true.
if I were to make that type of commitment, then I might as well do whatever physically you're supposed to do to make it clear.
Yeah, I think I'd wear a wedding ring. That's what halal for you.
That's true. It's less problems.
I feel like I'd actually wear a wedding ring before I get married. Just to like create some space.
Tino, what are you scared of?
Just to create some
running
space.
away from Tino. What are you running away from?
So what do guys think of marriage? Like, do they look forward to it like girls do? I don't really want to look forward to it.
I feel like this is a very subjective question. In the sense that I do know guys that have commitment issues and, you know, don't want to get married, but I also feel like a lot of girls feel the same way and don't want to get married. And I feel like the idea that only girls think of marriage is kind of like a stereotypical thing. But then also I do know that guys, let me not speak for guys.
No. Tell me. That's what this question is. That's what you can speak for yourself. Speak what you think about guys.
Tino?
What? Can you talk?
I mean, I do feel like guys also tend to like revel in being single, you know, like just. And I have a friend, I'm not gonna mention his name, but he's been with his girlfriend for like 5 years. When you say the word marriage, body starts itching him. I don't know.
That's interesting.
But yeah, I think it varies person by person.
Yeah.
I personally have no problem with it. Like, yeah,
Okay.
down to get married.
It's a loaded question. And I guess what you meant by wait, you have?
I feel like I have. But
Oh, maybe. But what I was gonna say is, at least where I come from, the society I come from, there's different pressures on men and women when it comes to marriage. So more women feel more pressure to get married earlier than men, generally. And I think when people feel like women want that more, it's part of a product of what society pushes. I think, at least where I come from. My mom does call me and say she wants grandkids, though. And for me personally, you know,
This early stage.
yeah, man, she's like, you already have a degree. I had a degree 2 days ago, and she's already asking about grandkids. But
Serious.
to be honest, for me personally, it's, you know, either way, I think if I were in a circumstance where it made most sense and I was taking my life that way, that would be fine. Yeah. And if it turns out that's not going to be the best thing for me, that's fine as well. I don't necessarily look up to it as a goal or a thing to have, as much as I have, you know, some goals for my career and things like that. It's not exactly the same.
Interesting. Also, yeah, where are you guys from?
Oh, I'm from Ghana, West Africa.
Jollof rice.
You know that thing?
I'm from Zimbabwe. We have Jollof rice.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, what?
Jollof rice. It's Zimbabwean rice.
Anyways, I'm not even going to get into the job argument.
Let's not even start it.
It's another video.
MM already knows
Let's not start it, Shalyn. It's okay. We're right. What do you guys find attractive in girls?
Hey, this one, I'm answering first?
Yeah, Tina, you take that. You take that.
Okay, before I answer this question, anyone who's watching, you're worthy of love. You are loved.
Oh
with anything you have and everything you have. You're who you are, and you're with your flowers who you are.
Thank you for that, Tina.
I wanted to say that.
Thank you for that.
But then, what do I find attractive? You know what? Let me go pick out the distinguishing things.
The
right?
big bunda.
You know, typically when people like list off, and not to say it's not important. I think it's important to know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Be it physically, be it all those things. It's important to know it. But I also say, let's say you're looking for something physically. There are probably hundreds of women in the world who have those expectations. There still needs to be something distinguishing, I think.
Yeah.
And for me, so all those other metrics don't matter as much to me as, you know, some of the stuff you find on the inside. I think one of those things for me is just someone who knows what they want. You know, knows what they want in terms of who they want to be and what they want out of their lives. Because then you can share, you know, your different passions or what you like to do. I think, you know, that's very distinguishing. If you meet someone who's really passionate about something and whatever that is and how they say it, that can be a connecting thing, even if you don't share the same thing. Whereas other things like, you know, nyash and all that stuff, it's like, you can find different permutations of it. I think those things can come as extras.
To nyash.
Yeah, they're different. They're different mixtures and stuff. What I'm saying is, at least for me, in as much as, you know, their desires and preferences, all of that comes on top of, you know, just someone knowing, you know, who they are and what they want to do.
No, of course. I think that is very important. I feel like a lot of people, at least people our age, tend to dismiss personality and just go after the bunda. But I feel like when it comes down to it, if you don't vibe with the person, like if you guys don't connect on a personality and like emotional, dare I say, spiritual level, you know, it's like there's no substance behind it. You can't build anything from that. That being said, I still do know that a lot of guys like
the bunda.
Okay. Whenever I get this question, I always ask myself, okay, what do girls expect of me too, and can I offer that, right? So I'm willing to make trade-offs because I know someone potentially has to make trade-offs if they're like getting with someone like me. So yeah, you know, I'm willing to exchange if things like, you know, the higher level things.
Okay. Let me just say this. I feel like society kind of doesn't really promote this, but I feel like guys like confident girls. Confident in the sense where, like, I'm not saying like be flexing, doing yourself, you know, not confidence in that sense, but confidence in the sense that, like, oh, if you like a guy or you find him attractive, you be the first one to say something.
That's another question.
You know, like, okay. I feel like that's not promoted a lot, and I think that's a good look.
I second that.
Okay, so
I'm actually comfortable.
Let's just actually go straight to that question. Because that was actually one of my questions. Wait, you brought it up. That's not my business. This is So the question was just like, do guys like it when the girl makes the first move?
I mean, I personally like it. I think it says a lot. It says that you're confident in yourself and you know what you want. And I think everyone likes someone who knows what they want, you know?
I agree. I think for me it even goes along with my earlier like thought around people knowing what they want and going for that in life. And when someone makes a move like that, it also I think helps say that in a way. Especially given how most cultures don't encourage that. So I think that can be pretty powerful. But then, like all things, you know, there's always a chance of being told no, that's okay. That happens to
rejection is everywhere.
It's okay.
Everywhere.
You know, do your thing.
Okay.
Go for it. Listen, if you think he's fine and you see him across the club, listen, move to him. Move to him hard. No cap.
Hashtag move to him.
Move to him.
Move to him. Okay.
I know the streets are kind of crazy right now. But move to him still.
With your mask.
My mask. The streets are kind of crazy right now. But still move to him. You never know.
Just
find yourself that Corona Bay.
Corona Bay. I can't. Someone was like, so he said once a guy is a 4, he's a 4. Do guys feel bad because there's no makeup to help?
Oh, there is makeup.
There is makeup.
There is
I
makeup.
know. That's
Okay, this is my question. I would take this.
Hey!
Because
There is makeup, right?
okay, so I just finished college. When I got to college, I'm one of these fours you're talking about, right? Like, Charlotte,
I probably say that makeup is called beard.
no, I'm saying one form of makeup. I'm saying one form of makeup. There are multiple forms of makeup for guys. For example, like, Shalyn, I know you have your favorite barber, and I know like how many cuts you get like every 2 weeks or something. Like you're on the regular, and you need to look.
I'm struggling right now.
Straight. I get it. We're both struggling. But all I'm saying is, guys have their own forms of makeup too. I mean, some guys do makeup just like women do. Not most guys, but for me personally. This thing right here has changed my life. I went from I literally went from no one paying me any attention ever to people giving me double looks. I mean, when it's shaped up,
they're breaking their necks to see.
No, I'm actually not.
It changed my whole life.
I'm not Charlotte.
So for me personally, this thing changed my life.
College experience. So I actually understand what he's saying.
G.
Because I remember the summer he came back after like the fall. He came back with a beard, and I was just like, Tino. Okay, I remember that actually.
He said they're taking double. Not one, but two.
But then, okay, but what if you can't grow a beard?
Yeah, that's why I say that there are different forms of makeup. That's why I said
the gym is your best friend, bro. When you said 4, you talking about like in total or like in the face?
So like, I think she was just trying to say like, so like once a guy is a 4, he's a 4. Like
I mean, I feel like you can work on your body. You know, there's no other things you can have sauce, bro. I know some guys who, in my personal opinion, but they're saucy, bro. They get girls.
And like I said, everyone watching is worthy of love. So no matter whatever ranking anyone gives you, there's someone out there for you. You're good.
Tina's killing me.
Tina is really just killing me. I can't. Actually, this question is actually a good question. She said, why do guys keep armpit hair?
Charlie, you're asking the wrong guy.
You're asking the wrong guy.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Okay.
You're asking the wrong guy.
I think
Look
it's
at my legs.
It's
Like,
an
let's look at
Show them the queen.
I think it's an American. It's a Western thing. Honestly.
I don't know. I'm not that close to enough Western guys to show me their armpits.
No, you see that everywhere. I don't get it. And it's like sometimes even when I talk to girls about it, they're like, oh yeah, a guy can't shave his armpit. I'm like, what do you mean? Like it's so
obviously you were raised by African
right, exactly.
Each time you walk around, you open your armpit in the house, they'll slap you in. You see.
Because I grew up with like my dad screaming at my brothers every single time to shave their armpits, and so that's why I was just like, I came here and I was like, why do you guys just have? It's a very Western thing. I don't know. Yeah. It's very irritating. I don't know.
But do you though? Do you? Whatever you're comfortable with.
Charlie, don't open your armpits in front of people like that. Don't expose yourself like that, bro.
It's not. I don't. It's very weird. I don't.
Especially when you're on the school bus, bro, and it's summer. Just don't hold the bus, bro. Sit down. Sit down. It's kind of dangerous.
It smells. It doesn't make sense. So why is it hard for some guys to articulate their feelings?
Mine wasn't raised like that. I feel like, well, you take that. It's your question.
No, it's already listening to you.
Go ahead. You already started.
I mean, I can't really speak for all guys, yeah, but I feel like in some African households, it's like, you know, you grew up not really talking about your feelings in that sense. And it's just, you know, it's not something you grew up doing. So I think some people have trouble doing it when the time comes. You know? So people haven't fully processed their feelings as well, which is why they can't really articulate them. Like, you know, it's a lot of reasons, I feel like. But yeah, what do you think, Timo?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. Part of it has to do with backgrounds. My background too.
Yeah.
I suppose doesn't necessarily have a strong culture of vulnerability, I guess, is kind of where the question is going. For me personally, part of it has to do with trust, though. I think it's really hard for me to be vulnerable without that trust. I mean, I personally know vulnerability can be taken advantage of, so I'm really, I always look out for that. But I think when there's space for trust, I can be vulnerable myself. But I understand there's some cultural sort of backgrounds that make it hard.
Yeah, no. Like West African homes is a simple like home. men don't cry kind of thing, you know? It's like, it's all there, the toxic masculinity and whatnot. So I think it all contributes.
But we're being vulnerable in this video, aren't we?
That's why I told not to.
So when do you take a guy seriously during dating?
When he's not texting you at 11 p.m. but he's texting you in the afternoon.
Okay, that's some good advice. Okay.
Wait, the question is when should you take a guy seriously?
I
Isn't
guess
like
so.
what
So like
signs?
when,
What
like
signs?
what are the signs that he's taking
that
you
he's
seriously?
I
serious
think-
about you,
yeah,
I think is
yeah.
what it is.
Ooh. I feel like part of this has to do with love languages too. Like
Yes.
people
It's
like
very
show that very differently. Some people wait until they're told, like someone says it exactly for them to feel it. In my case, apparently, my top love language, which I was told by some people, is
I love that.
yeah, it's evaluated by other people. Apparently, it's one of them is like acts of love or something. It's like
Acts of
doing
service.
stuff, acts of service. So I guess if it's me, if I'm like going out of my way and stuff, then I think that's a sign. But I think it's different for different people.
Yeah, I do think it varies. I feel like, you know, when you're genuinely spending quality time together, not just like one and done, oh, are you up messages kind of thing. Like when you're actually just hanging out, chilling, like, you know, like actually spending genuine time together, having deep conversations, etc., etc. He's going out of his way to come see you, and I'm not talking about going out of his way at like 11 p.m. to come see you. I'm talking about like, you know, just generally during the day.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks like quality time is one of your love languages.
I feel so. I think
quality
so.
time is
Yes.
important.
I feel sure. I feel like probably just.
What are you? What are you trying to say?
No, just being your friend. It's true. No, and I feel like it's
What are you trying
true.
to say? After this video, come see me. Come see me.
I feel like
Let's have some
it is.
discussion.
No, I definitely is one of
Give me an example.
I don't know. I feel like you just like to hang out with your friends. Like you just like
yeah,
you really exactly what I'm trying to say. No, Sean is always the person who is like, you know, you guys let's do something.
Let's link.
hang out. Let's link up.
Let's link.
You know, let's hang out. Like Sean is always the person.
Meet me at the corner. Fuck Corona. We'll bring your mask though, no count.
If you could be a girl for a day, what is something you'd do?
You're the first.
Oh, Tino, why you have to flip? Honestly, I think I might just go to the bar and get some free drinks, bro.
Wait, like from guys?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, bro. No one's ever bought me a drink.
No one's ever bought me a drink.
Yeah,
Wait, this is family-friendly content, right?
Whatever! No! Tell us, even if it's not family friendly. Tell
Emma,
us.
don't put it in the video.
No!
I know.
No, but
Yo,
tell
people's parents
us.
are watching.
I know.
But tell
I know.
us. Just tell us. What do you have in mind?
You know what? I think I'd wear a sports bra and go for a run.
Wait, what?
Yeah, if I were a girl
like-
for one day, I just want to experience like my body.
Did you see that?
I want to experience my
I
body.
get that, but like, if
Yeah,
you wear a
no,
sports
obviously,
bra,
like-
it's gonna hold it though.
No, but you
No, but it's-
want to see how it's different, bro.
I mean, I just actually want to experience being a girl. So I want to experience my body.
You know, I want to run
So you
around.
want to
I want to run
experience-
around and feel the.
No, I didn't say that. I just said I just want to. I want to experience my body.
Want
That's
to
all I said.
experience?
That's all I said. You know, put my hair in like I don't know, like some
In a
interesting
ponytail.
You know, your hair looks so much better. Like something better than that. You know, just
Okay.
experience my whole body. Go for a run.
Get some extensions.
Alright, so what is something based on you guys that makes like a guy less interested in a girl?
So for me, it's like the opposite of when you ask me what I look for in a girl. So as soon as I'm really turned off by just like having a sense that the other person doesn't know what they want. Doesn't even know if I'm what they're looking for example, if it's in that context. So yeah, that to me is really tough. So
I feel like when you don't have substance, in the sense that like, I'm sorry, okay, you know, everyone loves you, you know what's to be said, all of that. I mean, like, you know, you have conversations with some people and you never really get to any meaningful part of the conversation. You're
Okay.
just kind of,
It's
you
just
know,
like small talk, or like even if it's not small
Not
talk, it's
even-
just like things that are not important.
not just, like, some people just talk about
Things that are not important. Like No deep level conversation.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I'm really trying to go somewhere with you, we have to be able to have an intellectual conversation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I get that.
Also, when you play too many games, some people have patience. Yeah, but I'm not.
It's like it's unclear what's going on, right?
I'm not one of those people. I don't like having my time wasted.
I get that.
That's true.
Yeah, I know your friends tell you, don't be direct. Play games. Yeah, play games once, twice. After that, stop. Because at some point, bro, I'm gonna be confused. You're gonna be confused.
Yeah.
And then girls complain about guys giving them mixed signals, but it's because you gave mixed signals first. But it is what it is.
It's not always, but okay.
I mean,
no,
not always,
I get
all
it.
the
Yeah.
time, yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a certain amount of game playing.
Do guys stalk girls on social media?
This is mine. Of course, we're people too, right? We're people too.
I'm not gonna rat on my boys.
Can you speak?
And before you go on, what people don't realize is just how much of themselves they put online. People don't realize this. I have a friend who, I don't have to say who she is, but she had a Pinterest. Right? Doesn't realize her Pinterest is public. She's been pinning stuff since she was a teenager. And from all her albums, you know, when you're making a Pinterest, it looks harmless. But when someone else sees it, I could piece together, where she went to school, what she wants a wedding to look like, what type of guy she likes based on the pictures of
Tino is a professional.
I'm not saying I've done this. All I'm saying is,
I don't know. There's a lot of detail over there. I don't know.
All I'm saying is just really think about your digital footprint. You put so much out there, so much more than you think you do.
Low key is the right key, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, guys stalk girls on social media. What do you guys think of the? Okay, so I kind of always hear about this, like, guys like to chase. You know? Yeah. No. I actually want an honest opinion on this. Like, what do you guys think of? Because a lot of times, like, you always read this thing. People say, if you know, on the first day, like, if the girl shows like she's too eager or whatever. Because I think that's what I think you touched on it a little bit, right? Where you were like, girls like to play games too much, and like what level? You know, something. It's like, is it like, you know, that whole chase thing where it's like, is there a way a girl can be too eager? Or
I mean, I do believe that a lot of people believe that the too eager thing is a thing. I think there's a way to do it. I feel like the whole concept of guys like the chase, in my experience, is not entirely true. I also feel like, obviously, if you guys don't know each other, don't really be jumping into whatever. I think you should take the time to get to know each other. But after you guys have gotten to know each other, I guess, to a level that's adequate for the both of you, and you've kind of had that first moving forward conversation, I feel like once you've had that first moving forward conversation, there's no need to play games. Because at that point, then you're just going to start sending mixed signals, or like, you know, and then you could possibly be spoiling a good thing, could possibly be spoiling a bad thing, you know. But yeah, that's just my personal, I just don't like having my time wasted.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you in that sense. Like, I don't want to waste time, just like, it's only, how can I put this? I think I agree with you. You just want to take whatever pace makes sense for both people. No need to, like, play games and things like that. It's just that, you know, we've all done econ, this whole, like, supply and demand thing, right? It plays a part in it. So there's this, like, I don't know what the psychological term is called, but if there are any psychology majors watching, they would know it. This thing where people tend to, so let's say I come to you, right, and say, like, I can offer you this. You think, this deal is too good. There's something that must be wrong, type of thing.
Okay.
So I'm not saying if you're interested in someone, don't make your move. Just go at it at a normal pace. Don't necessarily rush. Like, in as much as you don't want to play games, you don't want to rush. Take your time. But sometimes maybe when you rush too much, you might catch someone before they're ready, before their time, and they may repel because of that. So I think you can balance it.
Yeah. In all things, just apply sense.
How do guys know when they have, like, fallen in love with a girl?
Hey, when you can take it to your mother. No, I'm kidding. For me personally, you said falling in love.
Yes.
And love is a very deep word, right? You have to unpack all of that. Personally, for me, love is not a. I don't take it to be a noun, right? I don't take it to be something that just is. I take it to be a verb. Like it's an active experience. So when you love someone, you choose to do it.
Yes.
And it manifests in the way you act and the way you treat them and all those things. And so for me personally, I know when I decide that, with this person it makes sense to make that investment and to choose to want to do it. So like I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, guess what? Like I feel like I'm in love. It's in knowing someone and feeling like they can do, because it's reciprocal, right? And feeling like they can do the same to you. You decide this is what I want to be doing as a commitment.
Okay.
I do agree with that in the sense that I feel like it is an active kind of decision that you make. I feel like you can kind of tell when you're willing to, go out of your way to do things for the person. But I also feel like it does vary based on like your love language and who you are and stuff like that. So, but yeah.
Okay. Now survived all the questions. All the questions that I have.
So I don't think we survived it, right?
I don't know why you think you didn't survive it.
Yeah.
I literally didn't even ask you half of the questions.
Wait, can you ask her just at least one question?
What?
In reverse, can we ask
me?
her
Oh God, no, this is not about me.
Yeah.
This is not about me.
The first thing,
This is not about me.
Yeah, let's ask
the
her
first thing,
as the host.
On your channel, I mean, not on your channel, on your YouTube, on your Instagram story, I saw someone asking you, don't worry how I saw it, don't worry. Someone was asking what your type is, so the people need to know what's your type.
I already answered that.
No, but explain it one more time.
I asked it as like another Q&A.
No, tell it to us.
Like, what do you mean by type?
Tall basketball player type.
See, somebody has actually watched the video. Okay, so wait, hold up.
Don't say Ovi from Love Island.
Ovi from Thank
Don't
you.
say Ovi
You've already
from Love Island.
answered me.
So yeah, saying Ovi doesn't count. You're not
wait.
married.
You're thinking about physically. Physically, yes, my type is a tall, dark-skinned, just like athletic guy. That makes sense. Yeah. What else? That's it.
Let's get deeper. The same question you asked us. The
personality is different.
Yeah. Answer that part.
I guess
then I'll ask my question. This was Shannon's question.
Personality is like, okay, this is probably not going to go into the video, but personality is like.
Well, put in this video.
Are you going to edit it? One thing for sure is very important to me is direct. Like same thing. I don't want anybody to waste my time. So I like someone that's just like straight up with how they're feeling. No, really, that actually bothers me. No, same thing. No, so it's like someone who's just like.
But how long would you know them before they're straight up? You don't want them to come like, hey, hi, what's your name? And then
no. But like for example, like if I meet, like if you see me outside, like you're confident enough to walk up to me and be like, hey, let's talk, let's have a conversation, if that makes sense.
Talk to you.
And so like I want someone who's like that, and like it's very important for me, someone who has like passions and is very ambitious. So someone who's like, passionate about the things that they care about, and like has like a vision of what they want, like what they're what they see in their future, if that makes sense. That's very important to me. Yeah, and just someone who is also very playful, to be honest. I just want someone, I don't know. I feel
like some dancer, right?
I fully want to like be at home and like and just like play music and just like be dumb.
Someone who can like you on the YouTube channel.
Someone who's like, I'm not saying like not crazy, not a crazy person, but just like someone who's also just playful. Just like doesn't take themselves super seriously, but at the same time also take themselves seriously. They have a situation where they know how to be. Alright, so thank you so much for watching this video. These are the questions, these are the answers from two of my good guy friends, Shalyn and Tino. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this and got some information. I got answers to your questions that you sent to me. And sure, say the outro.
Please like, please subscribe. Peace and strength.
Do that.
Boom. Damn.
I'm dead.
Should we do that again?
Like, subscribe. Listen.
Like,
Listen, it's
subscribe.
right here. It's right here.
Peace.
Right here.
And
The button is right here.
boom.